Okay, and we are live. We are live. We are live. We're live. Hey guys, welcome to the Superherocuts podcast where we talk about things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, joined by Comic Cuts, and we are everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We are on Twitter. We are on all of these places. So check us out on there, and show some love. So, yeah, Comic Cuts. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good day back in the office. Was working from home last week, by choice, and it's nice to get back into the office. Feel like I get more done, and I like the 7 o'clock. It's cool that we were able to do it early today. So
Yeah, right. So we
yeah,
are early today because it is Comic Cut's birthday. Dragon Trainer, what's up? It is Comic Cut's birthday tomorrow, so he will not be in attendance because Bull has a birthday to celebrate. So happy early birthday, my brother. Happy
thank
early
you,
birthday.
thank you.
And it's a shame that we're gonna have to talk about tonight because it's
Yeah,
because it's your birthday, and I know you love Kang the Conqueror, but we're gonna have a really
yeah.
good conversation because yeah, it's gonna be just very interesting. I'm just posting that we are live on my Instagram. We are live. We are live.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that too.
Right. Oh, the Dragon Trainer said Comic Cuts. Happy birthday.
Hey,
It's your
thank you,
birthday.
Dragon Trainer. Glad
Hey,
you're
Comic
here.
Cuts. I'm gonna just tag you in this so you don't have to make a post. There you
Perfect.
go. All right. So we are going to be getting down to business today because we have a couple of things we need to talk about. Obviously, we got to talk about, look the Kang stuff, the Marvels, Loki episode 6. There's a lot of things that we need to address. So first off, we're going to start with the most important thing, in my opinion, which is earth-shattering news, which is Kang the Conqueror. This is a rumor, okay? So this was announced on a podcast today. So just to give you a proper backstory, all right? So there is a woman, and she wrote the book MCU: The Reign of Marvel Studios. She spurred this whole idea that's going around at Marvel, talking about that Kevin Feige mentioned to her, and he gave her a quote that was very close to him, kind of saying, we're going to be rebooting this thing, and that we are going to be bringing back old characters somehow. So, and so she's kind of been blowing up on her podcast, and today on her podcast, she mentioned the fact that Kang the Conqueror is most likely going to be dropped by Marvel, and that they're going to go with Doctor Doom. Obviously due to Jonathan Major's case, but also in the eyes of Marvel, they're kind of feeling like you know Loki could possibly close off Kang for right now, and and they feel like they could kind of go into another villain at the moment. And also, just one of the main reasons being that, if Jonathan Majors is guilty, and let's be honest, he is an uncastable character. When you put a generational actor like Jonathan Majors in a role like that, it doesn't matter who you cast. It's not going to fill the shoes that Jonathan Majors was able to do. So that's kind of been, the big rumor that's been going around. Josh from Den and Nerds made a video about this. Everyone on X was going crazy about it today. So I'm going to get into my opinion first, and then I'll let Comic Cuts tell you how he feels. So a lot of I was already pro Doctor Doom. I was more of pro both, because you shouldn't do Secret Wars without Doctor Doom. You and I obviously uh, uh, um uh,
Agree.
agree on that. Comments. No, no, not as what happened. Can't they just keep everything the way it is? Yeah. So the way that I feel about the whole Doctor Doom thing and King the Conqueror is that I think Jonathan Majors is a great actor, and I do love that King the Conqueror is in the MCU. The more and more that I kind of been watching the content with Marvel, and the more and more that I've been kind of thinking about the future for the MCU, I kind of don't, I kind of, I kind of don't like the fact that they kind of made Kang the main big bad in this MCU story and all of this jazz. I do wish that they kind of went with the Doctor Doom stuff earlier. And I was actually just reading a comic the other day with King and Doctor Doom, kind of where they were like walking in like a desert. It was an insane comic book story. I'll definitely plug that at the end because I've been reading comics for a little bit, but I was reading some last week. But I do feel like going with Doctor Doom is going to be better, more so because of the state of the MCU. the MCU right now is in such a crazy like place because of products like the Marvels and Secret Invasion not doing well and all that jazz, that they need a character that is going to be menacing and that's going to set the tone for what the next 5 to 10 years is going to be. And to me, you have to go with a character like Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is menacing, and Doctor Doom also grazes over almost every Marvel character to date. So I really like this idea of them leaving the Kang the Conqueror stuff, even if Jonathan Majors beats the case, and they still continue with him, because we don't know if this is confirmed yet. I would still want Doctor Doom to still be the big bad, like behind Kang, because as much as I like Kang and as much as I like Jonathan Majors, I don't think that Kang as the only big and bad villain is going to be the best thing. Even if you go the Beyonder Kang route, to where Kang is the Beyonder. And that's not to say, and that's not to knock down Jonathan Majors' acting skills, but it's just because I just don't want that, to be honest. And another sign to this is that Jeff Loveness, the guy who basically has written everything for King, he's written all the material for King the Conqueror. He has been rumored to be dropped by Marvel Studios, and if he is dropped, that really means that they might be going down that road to kind of putting King the Conqueror out of here. So, how do you feel about that, bro?
Listen, the problem with this whole thing is that if Jonathan Majors is guilty, and there's a possibility that Jonathan Majors is guilty and is going to, catch a guilty sentence and conviction. And forget sentence, sorry, conviction, because with what I'm saying, conviction is enough. Like, if he is convicted, with the possibility that Jonathan Majors might be convicted, Marvel has to pivot in advance of that. Because if he is convicted and they keep him and they don't change anything, and Kang Dynasty is coming out and Jonathan Majors is convicted of assaulting a woman, they're gonna have a serious problem on their hands. And by pivoting now, they're gonna save themselves from the fallout of that possibility. It sucks, but that's where we are. And I think that, Marvel, it sucks. I love Kang. I want to see the Kang story, play out to the very end. I think we're going to get robbed. And I think that, it's interesting because when this story first broke about Jonathan Majors, there were a bunch of rumors flying around that Marvel is going to drop Jonathan Majors and et cetera, et cetera. I think Marvel was smart to not let that rumor play out at that time. It just was going to be a bad look. Like, no matter what, if Marvel did drop Jonathan Majors at that time, you were going to catch the innocent until proven guilty, which, I very much empathize with that stance. I think that that's something that the era of social media has kind of ruined in this country, in the court of public opinion. But aside of all of that, now it seems like we're going to just get a Doctor Doom story and we're not going to get a Kang story. And the fact is, if we're going to get a Doctor Doom story, this is the end of the MCU. We're at the final road. It is. I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why.
How is it the end of the MCU, though?
Because who are they going to do after Doctor Doom? You don't get better than Doctor Doom. So the bar is going to go to the ceiling, and they don't have a villain that they can do after that. So they're going to have to reboot after Doctor Doom.
That's the point, bro. That's the point. That's the point. The point is to reboot after Doom. That's the point. This is going to be the big final story.
So at least with Kang, this era of the MCU would have been drawn out more, We would have gotten Kang the Conqueror, who's an amazing villain, and now like that's getting scrapped. It sucks. No matter which way you look at it, I don't care how big of a Doctor Doom fan you are. Like, it sucks that we are not going to get this Kang story.
Yeah, because Majors is special. Majors is special. I mean, he was supposed to be the greatest villain ever. I mean,
it's not just the fact that Majors is special. I mean, he is, but like Majors is special. Kang is an amazing villain, and the stars were completely aligned to have something great. And now you got this guy who's just like, oh, it's just so irresponsible. And it's crazy because, like, if you think of how rare and special and difficult it is to be casted in Hollywood as a character like Kang the Conqueror, for you to royally screw it up to this degree, that's crazy, bro.
No. Majors is an idiot. I mean, let's just keep it stacked. Majors is an idiot for this.
Yeah.
I mean, because and then I also blame Marvel Studios because here's the thing: you can't put all your chips into one guy. You can't do that. And you know, one of the things that I loved about the 11-year run, yes, Thanos was the guy at the end that they had to fight, but the whole entire universe wasn't like solely dependent on Thanos. You know what I mean? We had Ultron, we had Loki, you know, we had all these other, you know, villains that were kind of, you know, taking over each Avengers film leading up to Thanos. And like when you put your all into one character, I mean, even with the Avengers, right? We had Iron Man, we had Cap, we had Thor, we had Black Widow. Not everything lived and died on RDJ and Chris Evans. And to be honest, when right after Endgame, it wasn't like that until we started getting a bunch of trash projects, and obviously that destroyed everything that we know. But just saying, like, you don't like, why would you put all of your chips into one guy? Like, it could have been where Kang sending a bunch of different people, and I get it, right? Kang has variants, cool, it makes sense, but at the same time, like, when you put all of your chips on one guy, it will never work 99% of the time.
To play devil's advocate to my own argument, you know, and I'm not going to get in deep on the Marvels, but at the end, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie and you're worried about it, which really you shouldn't, it sucked, so you shouldn't care about any spoilers. But at the end of the movie, like the very last scene was a young Avengers tease, and like, I'm sorry, but that young Avengers roster is so trash. And like, if that's what they're planning on, reboot, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to scratch it in my opinion, but yeah. So I mean, and look, and we'll get to the Marvels, but hear me now. I don't think this movie destroyed the MCU, and I'm going to just say that now. Like the movie is bad, but I'm not going to say that it. Like, I don't really think the MCU was killed. And
I never said it destroyed the MCU.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying like a lot of people are saying on X and stuff, oh, this destroyed has destroyed Marvel. It has not. It's bad, but it hasn't killed MCU. But
I don't think that movie alone. Yeah.
No, but we'll talk about it. And Brendan, there's no coming back from this after the show and future movies. That's a lie. It's not true. But yeah, so yeah, man. I mean, and the thing is like, if Jonathan Majors never got into this legal trouble, we would not be having this conversation right now. And that's the part that sucks, is that there was a possibility of us getting one of the greatest comic book stories of all time, and it kind of got killed. So it does suck. But as
I disagree. I want to hold on. I got to call this one out. So here's the problem with this comment. Listen, if they're planning on rebooting it, it doesn't. If Secret Wars is awful, the MCU is not dead because they're going to reboot it.
Yeah.
So
and they're all like using the same X-Men characters. Remember, they're bringing back the old X-Men for this. Like, we're not going to see the new X-Men until the reboot, guys. Remember that.
I don't know about that actually, because screw the spoiler alerts on the Marvels. That movie sucked, and you shouldn't care about it. But in the post-credit scene for the Marvels, Beast was in it, but it wasn't the same actor of Beast from the Fox X-Men.
Yeah, it was just a variant.
It was this guy, Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, he's a variant. But we'll get into that in the Marvel.
Okay.
All right, I just say that like we'll get it. All right, now let's go through some of these. We have a lot of comments, so let's get through these comments real quick. Okay. It's not just filling the shoes of majors, but from what they establish, all Kangs literally look the same, especially in Ant-Man 3. But from what the story established, what is he saying by that? It's not just the filling of the shoes of majors, but from you're saying from what the story established with Kang. Yes, I agree. So recasting would be weird from a story point. I agree, but I also think Jonathan Majors is such a great actor. It's not recastable. It's impossible.
I mean, the guy has delivered such an incredible performance for 3 different variants of Kang. So, like, I don't think it's very difficult to think of another actor that could do that. But like I always say, listen, I think there's a lot of actor talent out there that we have no idea who they are, and that's why we're not casting directors.
Yep. Okay, if they replace Kang with Dr. Doom, it will change the storyline. Does that mean we're going to see the Beyonder? We're not going to see the Beyonder. We can still see the Beyonder. He just wouldn't be a variant of Kang. And I wouldn't mind seeing the actual Beyonder go face off against Dr. Doom. I think that would be super awesome. Also, while we're talking about Dr. Doom, Cillian Murphy is rumored to be either casted or in talks as Dr. Doom. He was the main character in Oppenheimer. Him and Adam Driver are in talks. Also, Ben Affleck is in talks to play Dr. Doom. All 3 of those castings will be a W. I'm not gonna hold you, but I personally would like either Adam Driver or Cillian Murphy. A lot of people haven't been taking well to the Ben Affleck castings, but I really do think Ben Affleck will be an amazing Dr. Doom. But either 3 of those castings for me are perfect.
Cillian Murphy,
Cillian is great.
Choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun fact: he also is in talks to play Voldemort in the Harry Potter reboot as well. Another great role for him. Okay. Anyways, so also remember, it's likely after Secret Wars, we're getting a mutant focused stories, and so most likely after Secret Wars, the next bad is a mutant like Apocalypse, for example. And so when would Doom be a big bad? Okay, so as much as we are going to be, and you can answer this after me too, as much as we are going to be getting X-Men stories, don't think that there's not going to be other things going on in our main new Marvel rebooted timeline. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure Tom Holland's going to sign back on again because he's rumored to be in this reboot. So we're going to be getting more Spider-Man stories, and that's going to be very street stuff with Kingpin and all these other characters. I think a lot of other ideas are going to be fleshed out to the point to where like it's not going to be all about just mutants. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think Apocalypse is a great villain, but I would like to see them take it in a different angle than Apocalypse. By the way, like I think that they really need to crush it with the castings, and there's no good reason why Michael Fassbender shouldn't be Magneto. Michael Fassbender as Magneto is one of the greatest castings of all time.
I agree. I would also bring back McAvoy too as a
And by the way, and they shouldn't start out Magneto as a villain. Like that's the thing people always fail to realize about Magneto is that like he's not really always a villain. Like he kind of toes the line between anti-hero and villain. And if you ever, all the best Magneto, the stories that involve Magneto, like whenever he does something bad or evil, like he always has a reasoning for it that makes you like emphasize, understand his perspective and his point of view. It's never like, he's never someone who's just doing something because
it isn't like Thanos or like Kang.
Yeah. Like there's always a logic to him, and it makes you like root for him, and it's crazy. And that's what makes Magneto's character so special.
I agree. And I'm not trying to touch any toes, but including the Holocaust in their storyline is one of the greatest adaptations to a comic I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
that playing a big part in how he views the world, and then on top of that, the mutant discrimination is literally like top tier deep content. Like it's really like Magneto as a character. He's one of the most in-depth characters in comics. Literally. Literally, a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of connections between the X-Men, mutants, the Jews, the Holocaust.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really deep lore that I think can be explored in a really dope way. But as I said, I got a lot of smoke when we get to the Marvels. Okay. Anyways, let's get to these comments. We can get to the next topic. If they recast Jonathan Majors, it'll be weird because we're used to seeing this actor play these iconic roles. It's like if you cast RDJ and put someone else as Iron Man, it'll be weird. 100% agree. Oh, but then Hungry Almighty disagreed. RDJ and Majors are two different things. If you reboot, you can recast RDJ because it's a different version of Iron Man and no different from Spidey. But every universe had a Majors. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Marvel is cooked. There's no coming back. What do you say? There's no coming back after this show and the future movies linked to it. Yeah. Loki pretty much closed the door on Kang, but we'll talk about that next. MCU is dead. You already answered that. They can't replace Kang with Doctor Doom because Kang's storyline is just getting started. Yes, they actually can. Loki pretty much closed the door for Kang, and the TVA did at the end of the episode, which I'll break down next. Okay. Ben Affleck as Doctor Doom. Nah, I don't see it. See, as I said, a lot of people don't see the vision, but I see it. I'm not gonna lie. But like as I said, he would be my last option. I think Adam Driver and Killian will be literally like those are the most perfect castings ever. Okay. Would you rather have vibranium or adamantium? In my life, I'd rather have adamantium, but anyways. But then if I have the vibranium, then I'm Black Panther, which means I could be a king and have every African shorty I wanted. So I don't know. All right. It would be cool if Fassbender Magneto is the main Magneto, and he starts off as a co-leader with Xavier, a part of the X-Men, and then as time goes on, like a third X-Men movie, he becomes the main villain, becomes the main bad. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. That would be interesting to see. Deadpool is going to make a Holocaust joke when he finds out. He probably would because Deadpool is a douche. All right. Okay, so now we are on to the next topic. All right. Loki episode 6 review. We're not. You thought I was gonna talk about the Marvels now. I don't want to get Comic Cuts mad yet. Okay, it is his birthday, so I'm trying to be nice. Get the stuff that he likes. Okay, Loki episode 6 review. Okay, how do you feel about Loki episode 6?
Listen, it was good, but like I was aggravated with how like dramatic and mushy people were getting on social media. Like, bro, it was a good episode. Loki had a great character arc, but like that shit was beautiful and like get out of here. All right. That shit was so corny to me. I saw a couple of people say
I was one of those people online. I was simping.
Listen, I it's also kind of annoying because it's obviously actually I don't know. Listen, I know Tom Hiddleston said like this is the end of his character, but you never know with Marvel, and I kind of feel like it would be a waste to do all of that to have Loki end in that position and never use him again.
Okay, I agree. Now, this episode is a masterpiece. I don't know what Comic Cut's talking about. This episode is
I liked it. Listen,
this is a literal masterpiece. Okay, literally, this man Loki mastered time travel without a temp pad. He time slipped. He can freeze time, and then he goes out where all the multiversal branches are, where it burned the Victor Timely at least 1 million times of radiation. He takes all the branches, puts his power to the branches, and now he is literally the god of time. It is amazing. Now, I do have a few questions. Yeah, same here. Brendan actually came over my crib and we watched it. Now, I do have a few questions about Loki. Okay, one question that I have is: do his hands always have to be on the branches? And if they are, is he able to visit every timeline via his mind? So, is he able to like actually be present? Like, is he able to be like kind of like God, right? Just like if you're a Christian, like we all say God can be everywhere at once. Is Loki able to do that now that he technically has control of all of the timelines? Or does he just have to sit in that chair the whole time? Now, He's a mix of a few characters. Now we all know that there's Avengers Prime Loki, right? And the God of Stories Loki. He is also linked to another character called Atla. Now, this is a deep comic cuts where we are about to sweat really hard right now. You don't know who Atla is. Atla is in the comic books, and basically Atla is kind of the custodian of the multiverse. Okay, and he kind of just keeps track of the timelines to make sure that it goes to its correct point. Because here's the thing that I need everyone to understand: the end of Loki, right? Loki witnessed the end of the multiverse. We saw the end of the multiverse in the show where the timelines exploded. Technically, technically the multiverse could still get to an end. Loki is just controlling it until further notice. Okay, so there's a lot to think about with that episode, but I do love where Loki is. I do not think Loki's done. I just put out a video today about Loki kind of representing the time stone and how Wanda represents the reality stone, kind of how we are getting these, symbols of the Infinity Stones. And I believe that Loki and Wanda and a few other characters are going to be a part of some type of team to defeat either the Beyonder or Doctor Doom or whoever's going to be that big bad. But all in all, I think that this puts Loki in a good place. And if they want to move off of Kang, this story closes that timeline, because in the end of Loki, episode 6, what do? They don't prune Victor Tomley. They just made sure that TV notebook didn't get dropped in the end. So it sucks, but they did close it off, the Kang stuff, just in case if they needed to move on. So this was a point of Marvel saving their butt. And I really did like the ending, and it was very amazing. Now I don't care about the Yggdrasil tree. Like, somebody on TikTok was like, "Why didn't you mention the tree?" I was like, "Do you guys really want to see me simp over a tree? Like, shut up." But I do think that the show itself was awesome. Like, they were like, "Yeah, you're not hype over the tree." No, I'm not a Viking. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm black. Okay, I like fried chicken. Anyways, so yeah, but the game, but I mean, not the game, but the show was awesome. I would rank that a 9.8 out of 10. What would you rank it as?
I would give it a 9.
9. Good. Great show. Okay. Wait, did you have anything to say about about what I said about it, or no? In regards to where Loki is?
Listen, it was a good show. Loki's powers are dope. Like, I hope we see more from Loki. I think we'll see more from Loki. Marvel's all smoke and mirrors. That they're definitely going to bring Loki back. Like,
do you like Mobius?
Yeah, Mobius is a great character. I don't know if we'll ever see Mobius again. I kind of think that was the end of Mobius.
Well, he might. No, I think he's gonna be in Deadpool, bro.
Oh, right,
bro. Him and Ryan Reynolds going off of each other, dude.
That'll be crazy.
All right, haven't watched Loki season 2, but I don't mind spoilers. So basically, Kang never became Kang because Loki prevented it, which means the character was suddenly written out. So technically, Kang does become Kang, but what happened is Sylvie kills He Who Remains, right? Who is the main Kang the Conqueror. But they go back in time and prevent all of the variants from becoming Kang. So they live their lives as Victor Tomley, and they live their lives as Nathaniel Richards. They just don't ever become Kang the Conqueror because they make sure that technology is never revealed to him. If you were able, we need Mobius back. I agree. We do need Mobius back. No, but Brennan, they literally said that they're going to go back in time and make sure that the variants don't, if you're the time slip, what would you do? I don't know. I don't know where I would time slip to, man. I don't know. I'll probably time slip back to my wedding because that was a great day. Yeah, I'll probably time slip back there. How about you, Jay? Where would you time slip?
I would probably time slip to either the Industrial Revolution or the time right after the Great Depression.
Why?
Because you could build so, dude. That's if you really want to build an empire,
generational wealth.
Yeah, but not just generational wealth. You could build a company that is still around today. That's one of the big fucking titans of industry. You could have
a bank.
Think about the kind of company you could have today if you built it back then.
Yeah. So you're talking like a bank or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what you've all been waiting for, okay? The Marvels review. All right. Now, Comic Cuts, I know you have a lot to say, so I'm gonna give you the floor. Floor is yours, my
You
brother.
know, it's funny. I have a lot to say, but I kind of don't. Like the movie was so bad, I couldn't keep. I couldn't stay focused on the movie. It was so bad. I listen. Miss Marvel was like such a great show, and they just made Miss Marvel Kamala Khan like so annoying, obnoxious, cringe. Like the entire her character sucked. Captain Marvel is a failure of a character. They said she was supposed to be like the next, big dope character. Like, absolutely not. She sucks. Photon didn't really have like anything of value to add to the movie. The incursions weren't really a big part of the movie. It just sucked. The story sucked. The characters sucked. The writing sucked. It was so bad, and I couldn't believe that. Like, listen, Marvel has made a lot of poor choices, but this movie should have never happened. Like, it was so bad, and I understand why people are saying like this movie destroyed the MCU just because they have put out so many movies that have completely, and I'm not talking about box office, I'm talking about quality. There have been quality flops, and like you'd think they would have course corrected by now, but they haven't. And like, you see Thor: Love and Thunder, and you're like, okay, well, it can't get worse than this, but it did. It really did. This was much worse than Love and Thunder, like much worse. If Taika Waititi directed this movie, it would have been better than whoever directed this thing, because this thing was a hot bag of trash. It should have never done. They should have done with this movie what they did with Batgirl. And I know there's going to be a lot of snowflakes online who are going to be crying that I said, "Oh, you can't throw out a." Sometimes they do us a fucking favor when they throw out a movie, okay? And that's what they should have done with this.
Okay. All right. So the Marvels. Okay. Now I do agree that it's bad. I actually did enjoy it more than I enjoyed Love and Thunder personally. I don't really think I like it's bad, but I feel like it got too much of a reaction from people. Like right now I'm rating it a 6 out of 10 personally. Like I like with Thor:
Did you
Love
see
and
what
Thunder. You said what?
I was going to say? Did you see what I posted on my story the other day?
Yeah, I laughed. Yeah, I laughed.
Yeah,
But
one out of 10.
yeah, right. I was dying laughing. But with Thor: Love and Thunder, like I was literally like just in shock of how bad it was. With the Marvels, and I think it was because I was expecting it to not be great. Actually, no, I was expecting. I lied. I was saying in group chats that I thought it was going to be good. Look, it was bad, but I mean, it's not like to me, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it ended the MCU. But I do want to say a few things about Marvel in general. And Grace Randolph put a great video on this. And I don't watch her stuff all the time, but this was facts, okay? And this is the reality that I think a lot of us need to hear as fans, okay? And as I said, I'm just keeping it real for the next 5 minutes of my soliloquy, okay? Marvel and Disney needs to understand the social hat and the business hat. You can't give me your social stuff if your business stuff sucks. So what is happening is we have all of these social things interrupting into our business things. Does that make sense, bro?
Yep.
And so what is happening is that when you take a look at the freaking optics, when you take a look at the statistics, superhero movies cater more to men than women. That's just the facts. This isn't sexism. This isn't politics. It's just true. If you look at the stats, right? Who's in the comic book store buying comics? Who's watching the shows? Who watches the movies? It's men. It's boys. I grew up watching Super Friends. I grew up watching the animated Spider-Man shows. I grew up watching Ultimate Spider-Man. I grew up watching Spectacular Spider-Man. I grew up watching I even grew up watching Iron Man: The Armored Adventures. We grew up. The superhero content caters to little boys and men. That's the fact. When my dad forced me to watch every Star Wars movie at the age of 6 years old, Literally, my dad forced me. He said, "You will never understand life until you watch all 6 Star Wars films." And that's a real story. My dad bought me every animated Superman episode on VCR. My dad bought me every live action Batman movie. He bought me every live action Superman. I mean, the first Superman Quest for Peace. I grew up on superhero stuff. My friends that are men grew up on superhero stuff. My wife, do you know what she grew up on? Harry Potter, Avatar, The Last Bender.
Airbender.
She wasn't really a Barbie girl, but she was into shows like those. My wife is not like my wife. Like now, my wife will go with me to watch it, but she's not into it. And trust me, I've talked to a lot of females about this stuff. A lot of them aren't. There's about like I would say out of all the females I know, about 10% of them actually are sweaty. No, I know 2 females that sweat over Marvel personally. 2. And one is my sister, and 2 of them are my sister's friends who were younger than me. 2 girls. And that is the issue. We have nothing against female characters. We love including female characters. We love Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. We love Captain Marvel in the Avengers movies. You guys know Wanda is my favorite character in Marvel. Scarlet Witch is literally my favorite character in the MCU.
Also,
nothing. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Hello, let me just click these people real quick. I have nothing wrong with female characters, but the issue is when the center of my content is female characters. The issue is that when every driving force for the movie is a female character, that's the issue. In the Avengers, let's be real. In Endgame, Scarlet Witch was the driving force for Endgame. She's really one of the reasons why the team came back together. And do you know why it works? Comic Cuts, do you know why it works? Because they didn't have to rub the fact that because she's a woman, they came back together. The reason why she brought the team back together, you know why? Because she's a savage. Because she is worth the same. She's worth the same on the team as everyone else. And the movie didn't have to tell us that. We knew that. Wanda is literally the most powerful character in Marvel. Did they have to? Do they tell us that? No, we know that. That's why so many men are fans of Scarlet Witch. But the second the studio has to tell us that, and this goes for any character, man, woman, doesn't matter. The second when the studio tries to force something on you, it will never work. And the issue is that they are trying to appear to a demographic that will not watch their movies. Women are not going to watch the movies. Look at Barbie. Barbie made $1 billion. Do you know why? Because girls grew up with Barbie. Girls watch the Barbie shows. Margot Robbie appeals to women. So if Barbie makes $1 billion, right? Because girls grew up with Barbies, because Barbie appeals to girls. Because who is the guy? Oh, because Ryan Gosling is loved by women. Women bought that. Women is the reason why that hit $1 billion. Do you know why Avengers Endgame is one of the highest grossing movies of all time? Because they cater to men, because men watch the content. This has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do with sexism. It's common freaking sense. And if these studio execs stop being idiots and understand, let's look at the sales of toys. Let's see what gender buys them the most. It's dudes. Dudes are the people that buy the content. And so this movie is just another example of what happens when you go away from the bread and butter, when you go away from the demographic. And what do? You make a fool out of freaking Nick Fury again. And I'm again pissed off because Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury is one of the greatest castings in superhero history, and he's legit ruining his legacy with this universe. Literally ruining his whole entire legacy. And you keep playing with these people. Stop playing. Get to the regular demographic, which is to boys and men and teenagers. They pay for the movies. So,
and the other thing is just like, listen, this isn't political, like Stevie was saying. It's common sense, and they're putting this agenda crap into our entertainment. There was, I think over the summer, I told you I was listening to this podcast and I was watching them on YouTube, and that podcast has a voice actor on it a lot, who's like on it like two out of the 3 shows they do a week or something like that. And every time she was on, she got political. And it's like, I don't align with the politics of someone who is barely informed, is a drama geek, and doesn't know what they're talking about, and wants to lecture me on why they think my values are shitty. I don't appreciate that. I don't like it. I don't want it. I will look for my own political news on my own time. I don't need it in my movies. I don't need it in my podcasts. I don't need it in my fucking video games. Sorry, I know I'm cursing a lot, but like, it's so frustrating, and it comes off as condescending. And that's how I felt about Blue Beetle. It felt like, if you don't see the world the way we do, you're a scumbag. That's what it feels like. And especially when it's in a movie that I drove to the movie theater, I spent my hard-earned money on this ticket, I'm spending my time watching this movie. I don't appreciate being condescended to by a bunch of people who don't even know what they're talking about anyway. And it's just ridiculous. And by the way, if this movie was political, I don't even know, because I thought it was so bad that by like 40 minutes into the movie, I was on my phone anyway. I swear to God, like, I wasn't even paying attention. But the next day when I was thinking about this movie, I thought about, it's interesting that they called Captain America Civil War Captain America Civil War. They didn't call this movie Captain Marvel The Marvels, which they very well could have. And by the way, I also posted something on my story the other day, and Brie Larson was saying to the fans, oh, please, we love you, come to the movie, something like that. And I was like, whoa, that Brie Larson? Big change of tune, huh? Someone's worried about their career. And she made some absurd comments while trying to sell tickets to Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel came out in, was it 2017 or 2018? Obviously, it was a very politically charged time. And, it was very big on, the feminist movement and one thing.
And she hit $1 billion off of the hype of Avengers. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. Also, the media, the media at the time, if you made anything that was in line with, feminist politics, like, they were going to blow you up. And it didn't make $1 billion because it was an amazing movie. And I actually like the movie.
Yeah. Same here.
I can't stand Brie Larson. I can't stand her politics, but I did like the movie.
Yeah.
But like, do I think she deserves to have the decline in her fame and popularity? Absolutely. She asked for it.
Yeah, man. So where do we go from here, right? After this terrible movie, right? What do you do? This is what I think you should do. Hear me out. Reboot the universe. Start with the original Captain Marvel. And you still make a woman Marvel, but give us I forget her name. It's not Miss Marvel. I forget.
Yeah, it is Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan.
The original. No.
Oh, no, I don't know.
The one with the Kree bands. I forget her name. It might be Captain Marvel. Guys, I am drawing a blank. No. It's I'll find it later on in the episode. But what you need to do is you need to literally restart with the original Captain Marvel and pass it on to the Captain Marvel and just do it that way. Stop freaking doing all these yes. So that's how I feel. I just feel like, and I don't blame Brie Larson for how bad the character has been written. And not just in the Marvels, but in general. I just don't think Carol was really written well. And to be honest, right? Carol has never been popular, even in the comics. So, yes, Captain Marvel made $1 billion.
They're trying to force her in the comics now too, and it's not working. And by the way,
Carol's never been a good character in the comics.
You know who had strong female characters and they never had to make a big deal out of it? The X-Men movies of the 2000s.
I agree. Okay, he said, "I'm sorry for asking you this, but what do you have against the movie?" So I can start with what I have against the movie. Now, as I said from the start, I enjoyed it. Okay, don't think I hated the movie. I still think it's bad, but I enjoyed it. My issue with the story, number one, is the villain. The villain's terrible. Okay, and when it comes to villains, right? At least to me, what matters is what's on the line, and to me, the line just wasn't far enough for me to even care about what was going on, And when you have all three Marvels, because I mean, Monica Rambeau as Photon is very overpowered, Carol Danvers is also overpowered, and Kamala Khan is also overpowered. Why are we going to get just another Ronin remake? Like, I'm just being real. And I think Tom Hiddleston's wife could have played another powerful character. I mean, I'm going to be real. But I just don't think that she was that good of a villain. I also feel like the move like that there were also editing errors in the movie. Okay, if you look at the scenes, the cuts were terrible. It was a really bad quality movie. I did love the flying. I felt like the movement of her flying and using her powers were awesome. I don't think there were enough action sequences also, and even during the musical sequence, right? As much as and I love musicals, like as a live, I was not a fan of the musical sequence. It just didn't fit at the right time in the movie. And so, and not to even mention the freaking pacing issues and everything of that nature. And also, here's the last thing that I want to talk about. Kamala Khan carried the whole movie. Like this movie, I got to the end because of Kamala Khan. And to me, that shouldn't have been the case because Captain Marvel is like the heart. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers should have been the heart and soul of this movie. And I just don't understand why Kamala Khan is the heart and soul of this film. And yes, Amani is a great actor. Comic and I love Miss Marvel. I love that show. I rewatch it to this day.
I did too. I don't rewatch
At the same time, she should not have carried the film. Carol Danvers should have carried the film because this is her second film. So, and the only character I think that killed it was Monica Rambeau. I think Monica Rambeau was amazing. I do wish that they gave her a little more to do. That's why I'm happy that she's with the X-Men. I think it's going to be honest. But yeah, that's kind of the things I didn't like about the movie. It wasn't put together well, And look, Nia DaCosta, I don't think she's a bad director. I really don't think she's a bad director. A lot of people have to understand she's not writing the movies. She's just directing what was written. So if we got to throw shots, it's at the people that have written Carol Danvers. So,
which leads me to my next point, but I have a feeling that question was for me from Dragon Trainer, so I'll address it real quick.
Hey bro, I'm gonna go pee. So can you just go and talk?
Yeah. So real quick, no, good. Do you think so? I didn't like the movie because I didn't think the story was interesting. I don't like that it didn't really have enough servicing into Secret Wars, which I think was kind of teased that it was, and it definitely should have. Listen, they should have taken advantage of the fact that this was a cosmic movie. It was the perfect movie to drive the story going into Secret Wars. It was the perfect movie to cement Captain Marvel as, a strong contender of the Avengers that we have. And they didn't do any of that. And it was like, I also didn't like how they made Miss Marvel like a young, bratty teenager, not bratty, but like annoying. It was almost like it reminded me of Spider-Man in the beginning of Spider-Man Homecoming. And it felt like Marvel doesn't know how to like write a teenager without making them like, annoying and immature. It was crazy. So I hope that answers your question. But what else was I going to say? So I wanted to talk real quick about Hickman, and the writing. So, if you don't mind editing real quick, or you want to do that later, the docket. I meant to ask you to add that. I wanted to talk real quick about Jonathan Hickman. Should I wait till later, or do you want to do that now?
Can we do it when we talk about Brave New World?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, bet. All right. So, now that we're off that, okay. As I said, at the end of the day, right? And I want to make this very clear. We do not put out hate content. We're not those type like we are not the YouTubers that are going to say tokenism, woke, like we're not those type of people. We are here for the content, but the thing is that when we see BS happening, we're going to call it out. And that's just the point blank period, right? Like this movie should have been way better than it was. Like even if you liked the movie, like come on. Like we got that. So, but at the same time, Marvel is making changes, and I'm going to mention that because a lot of people like to hate on Marvel, but then they don't want to talk about the things that they're doing. We're only getting one Marvel movie next year, and that is and that is because they are changing things. So as I said, we are pissed about. Well, Comic Cuts is more mad than me, but we are not happy with the Marvels movie, but they are trying to make changes to be better, and I can commend that because DC didn't care, bro. DC did whatever they wanted. Like they yeah. DC said, "Screw you. We're just gonna make the movies we want." Like honestly, so like we got Birds of Prey for no reason. All these movies, like at least Feige's trying to make things right, and fans need to. And yes, Dragon Trainer. Carol was not popular in the comics. Most of the comics she was in barely even sold, except that Civil War comic where she was kind of going up against. But I mean, but at the same time, she wasn't the driving force of why that comic sold. There were other characters like Iron Man, Spider-Man, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. All right. Now let's get to our next thing because we're on a happy note now. Superman Legacy release date. So I'm going to pull up this tweet from James Gunn. He tweeted this, posted on Instagram a couple of days ago. A lot of people liked it, and yeah. So it says this: thanks to the efforts of our talented crew who never lost faith during the longest strikes in Hollywood history and who never let their foot off the pedal, continuing to barrel forward, creating the most amazing character and set designs I've seen in my entire career. Superman Legacy will be making the originally planned release date of July 11th, 2025. So first off, bro, 2025 is going to be an amazing year. We're going to be getting like so many Marvel and DC movies. Well, so many Marvel movies plus this. Now, I've said this before, and I love to make outlandish takes, but I'm going to be real with this. I think Superman Legacy is going to be the greatest Superman movie of all time. I think Corn Sweat is going to be the greatest Superman, similar to what we've seen with Robert Pattinson. And when you have a man like James Gunn that is making the movie, that pays attention to the detail, you can't fail. Can't fail. And you saw what he did with Suicide Squad, which I really liked his Suicide Squad movie. Peacemaker is also a really great show. And you got to understand, Peacemaker and Suicide Squad, those are D-list characters, like literally, other than Harley Quinn, all those characters are like kind of suck. I ain't gonna lie. You're giving James Gunn a big player. You're giving James Gunn one of like the top two biggest character in DC history. He's going to do his thing. So I am very happy with what he's going to do, and also with the plot that's going around that he's going to be doing something with a conflict in the Middle East or something of that nature. I really do love that idea because a lot of people forget about this part of Superman. And as much as I love Henry Cavill, I do think Zack Snyder missed this with Superman. Superman always was on a quest for peace. Superman was always a peacemaker, definitely in the comic books. And it seems like James Gunn is going to kind of explore that side of Superman as well. So I'm so excited. How do you feel about this? This plus by James Gunn and Superman.
Yeah, man, this movie is going to be incredible. We're going to get like a faithful, authentic, OG style Superman movie, which listen, the only thing we have that's close to that is the Richard Donner stuff, which like at a certain point, like it's 2023. We're spoiled by all these modern movies. And I know people love to like criticize the CGI we get a lot. And sometimes you got to just be grateful. And like, because if you go back and you watch a Richard Donner Superman movie, that shit is going to suck. Okay. And the fact that we're going to get a modernized like style in terms of the way it's written, the way it looks, the way it sounds, like it's awesome. Because I know for most of you, when you think about watching a Superman movie, the Richard Donner stuff doesn't cross your mind. You're not like I'm gonna watch. I'm in the mood for Superman. I'm gonna go watch Superman 2. That's not the case.
No way.
You know,
I
exactly.
used to. Not
Right.
anymore.
See, me too. When I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, it was the
But
greatest thing since sliced bread, right? Yeah, not now. Not
right. I
now.
was like, and I remember thinking like, how do they make it look so real? Like, But
Yeah,
yeah,
looking now, I'm like, I see the shrink.
yeah.
Literally.
So like, I always like when we get something that's modern and fresh because the writing and the effects, like, it's just not enjoyable with that stuff not being modern and up to par with what we have because we're spoiled, whether you want to admit it or not. Like whether the CGI in Quantumania or the Flash was good or not, like it's miles ahead of everything we grew up with. So
Agreed. But yeah, now let's read some comments regarding this Superman Legacy. Okay, it looks like Lex Luthor will just be a cameo or minor villain, maybe an end credit scene. I like that. I like that. I like that. I hope that they cast what's his name to be Lex Luthor too, Nicholas Holt. I think it'd be good. They also heard the guy that plays Pennywise in It. He also played the bad guy in John Wick. I heard that he was Bob's Bill Skarsgård, whatever his name is. He's rumored to be Lex Luthor. I think he'll be a great Lex Luthor.
He was the villain in John Wick 4. Yeah,
yep, John Wick. He's rumored to be Lex Luthor. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, I think an end credit scene would be awesome. What do you say? I disagree with Robert Pattinson being the best Batman. That's Christian Bale. Well, that's one of the worst takes I've ever read on this channel.
You hear that from me all the time.
Yeah, he's terrible. I can't stand freaking Christian Bale. But don't worry, Rome Comic Geek is going to come back on, and we're going to have this Batman debate, and I'm going to have to cook both of these boys. You know what I mean? Because they're crazy with this. This Pattinson stuff is killing me. And don't make me go on this rant.
And by the way, you should be grateful because you benefit the most from Christian Bale.
No, I don't. I benefit from Marvel Cinematic Universe, not freaking Batman. Okay.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe wouldn't be what it is without the Christopher Nolan.
Strongly disagree. They did the opposite of what Nolan did. It made more money. All right. It's not just Superman Legacy, but I'm calling it right now. Batman Brave and the Bold will be the greatest live action Batman movie. I 100% agree.
I don't know. That's a tough one. Like
if they cast Jensen Ackles, bro, if they cast Jensen Ackles, it's over. And here's the reason why I say this. Look, as much as I, suck the tit of Robert Pattinson, because I love Robert Pattinson as Batman, you guys know that. I literally will cape for him to anybody. Like to me, I'm gonna be honest. It's RDJ, Chris Evans, Robert Pattinson. Like that's how much I love him. But I will say this: I do think that the Batman is a little too dark. And to me, the Batman that I know that I've read in comics, like he's able to be in both worlds. The way that Robert Pattinson's Batman is, I don't think he can coexist in both worlds. And so I feel like the Batman in the Brave movie is going to be dark, but it's not going to be like as dark as like what Pattinson's would be. But I also think that they're going to be good action beats. Plus, we're getting the freaking Bat family, bro. Come on. If you're giving me Robin, Nightwing, come on, Batgirl, Batwoman. I mean, come on.
The one problem listen, and I love the Batman also, but it just didn't have enough action.
Yeah, but I think that was more of a first movie thing. I believe the second movie, because look, to me, sequels are always the best out of the three. So that's kind of how I feel. Iron Man 2 better than Iron Man 1.
They could have put more
Winter
action
Soldier
in the
better
Batman
than the first Avenger
and have it worked.
Yeah, they could, but I feel like they're trying to show us like the gradual intake. But as I said, if there's no Robin in the Batman 2, I'm calling it trash. All right. Dragon Trainer. I'm really excited to see Hawkgirl. Yes, I am too. Hawkgirl is one of my favorite characters. I love Hawkgirl. By the way, when I was a kid, I was simping for her in the Justice League Unlimited show. I was a simp for her in that show when I was a kid. All right. I think we need a good movie interpretation of Lex for once. I agree. We do need a good Lex. A underrated Lex Luthor would be The Rock. Just saying. He's excellent. Like The Rock would be great. He looks just like the one from the animateds. He's excellent, and I love the Final Guardians. Yes, I love James Gunn. He's daddy. All right. What character are you excited to see in Superman Legacy? Now this might sound stupid. You guys might roast me. Um, I'm excited to see Lois Lane.
Superman. I mean, I guess Jimmy Olsen, but like,
Oh, I thought they were, but bro, I thought they were thinking like other than Superman. You know, like I mean, there's no other
I
character.
know they are, but I'm
Um,
excited to see
I'm hyped to
Superman.
see Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern Corps. I'm hyped to see that.
Yeah.
I'm hyped to see Hawkgirl. I'm hyped to see everybody, man. But literally, like, I did not like the Lois Lane in the Snyderverse, so I really wanted a good one. And this girl looks just like the one from the Christopher Reeve Superman, so I'm really hyped. And I've seen that girl out before. She's good. Do you like Ben Affleck as Batman? Hell no. I hate Ben Affleck as Batman. I think he's the worst Batman we've ever seen, other than Christian Bale. How about you? Do you like Ben Affleck as Batman?
Yeah, I think Ben Affleck was a phenomenal Batman.
Yeah, well, see, you comic cuz you were crazy, man. All right.
No, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Batfleck versus Deathstroke would have been the best Batman movie. 100% disagree. Robert Pattinson versus Deathstroke. Now that's the greatest Batman movie of all time, right there. The Nolan film set the bar high. No, they did not. They actually declined until Marvel had to save it with Avengers 1. If Avengers 1 never happened, superhero movies would have been in the dumps. So you need to shout out Kevin Feige, not Christopher Nolan.
Nah, bro. Dude. Especially Batman Begins came out in 2004.
Yeah, definitely not better than anything new now. Okay. Who's your favorite Batman? Robert, come on, guys. You just heard me. Robert Pattinson.
Christian Bale.
Oh.
Christian Bale.
And here's the thing. When Jensen Ackles becomes a Batman, Christian Bale moves down a notch, okay? Anyways. All right. I disagree. Cap 1 and Iron Man 1 are better than sequels. Are you out of your mind? Captain America with the Winter Soldier is the best solo film of all time. What are we talking about? Come on now.
Yeah, but Iron Man 1 is definitely better than Iron Man 2. But Cap 2
I like Iron Man 2.
I like Iron Man 2 a lot also.
In a bottle? Come on, man. The dude is dying. His dad gives him the blueprint. Peter Parker's in it. Come on, man. Come on. All right.
Peter Parker wasn't in Iron Man 2.
Yes, he is. The kid that had on the Iron Man mask with the hand, it was confirmed that was Peter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, crazy, right? All right. But here's the thing about the Batman 2. How would you feel if Dick Grayson was just a cameo and then later in the third? What? Okay. Oh, I totally get what you're saying. As Robin, okay, so you guys know, Comic Cuts knows this. Robin is my favorite superhero. Obviously, you know that, bro.
I got a question for
Robin
you.
fan. Yes.
What makes Robin your favorite superhero?
Okay. Number one, Robin has the best costume I've ever seen in my life. Robin is an acrobat, and also the story of Dick Grayson is the greatest comic book story of all time. Batman saves Dick Grayson and puts him through hell so Dick Grayson doesn't become like him. And then on top of that,
that makes
Robin,
Batman dope.
Huh?
That makes Batman dope, though.
Yeah, but it also it does. That's why Batman's the GOAT. But it also makes Robin like Batman, but with empathy. Batman, but a nicer person. I also love Robin's fighting style. I love the acrobatic fighting style and the way that he just moves in comic books and in the animated shows. But the biggest reason why I love Robin when I was a kid was because I think he just had the best costume.
Like, okay, I can understand it when you're a kid saying that, but you're not a kid now. Like,
yeah, but I think Robin has the deepest story in comics. One of the deepest stories in comics. Like,
it's definitely not deeper than Batman's.
No, I said one of the obviously because I mean, well, Batman is like him and Batman have the similar stories, right? And to me, like and also for me, I relate to Robin more than Batman.
Okay.
So it's more of a personal thing for me with Robin, and definitely watching Teen Titans and all that. But I do think Robin has the best costume in comic book history. That's just my opinion. The variations are just dope.
It's interesting you say that Robin is a nicer person, and that's what makes you like him. Because I go the exact opposite direction. I'm I love that Batman is angry and has a vengeance. I think that that's kind of what makes him the James Bond of superheroes, because James Bond is an angry guy with a vengeance, except James Bond knows how to have fun. And Bruce Wayne knows how to have fun, but Batman isn't really Bruce Wayne. And James Bond, when he's having fun, he isn't really being himself. He's kind of putting the act on in service of the mission. And it's the same exact thing as Bruce Wayne. He's putting the act on in service of the mission. It's not really him. And that's why what I think makes James Bond and Batman so special and so similar.
But that's why Dick Grayson is better than him, because Dick Grayson shows that you don't have to be that to be that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it makes the character so much cooler.
True. But when Dick Grayson donned the cape, he did everything Batman did even better. It wasn't that way. So like and a lot of people won't like it when I say this, but Dick Grayson was meant to be better than Bruce Wayne, and he is. He's
and by the way, you know who else would say that?
Who?
Batman.
Yeah. Dick and bro, it's funny because whenever I say that, people get mad, but Batman would say that Dick Grayson is better than him, and he is. But yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm a big side.
I don't know if you would say. I don't know if Batman would say, and I think he said something about it in a recent comic, but I don't think Batman would say Dick Grayson is better than him. But I think he would say Dick Grayson was supposed to be better than him.
Yeah, but I feel like Batman will look at Nightwing and say, yeah, he's better. He's better. Not to mention when Batman dies, who's the one that takes it? It's Dick. Why? Because Bruce Wayne knows he's the best.
I don't know.
Now, Tim Drake
in that recent Gotham War comic, oh man, it goes.
Yeah. Now, obviously, obviously, Tim Drake is the best Robin. He's the smartest. Now, like obviously, but like if we're talking the closest to Batman, I will go with Dick, personally.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
All right. Now we're gonna get these comments and we're gonna get to the rest of the show because we're not gonna be here too long. But here's the thing about Batman. Oh yeah, I answer that. Okay, that's okay. Lois may not be a superhero, but she's great. Yeah, Lois is a great. If you have a bad Lois, you're gonna have a bad Superman. That's just the facts. Spider-Man, X-Men, Superman, Batman made superhero movies popular to casuals, but the MCU made superhero content a normal thing. I 100% agree. And Nolan made me fall asleep in theaters. The writing for Nolan is so good. No. Would you rather see Harley Quinn as no? God, no. I would not want to see Harley Quinn as the main villain against Batman. Put her with the Joker. No, I actually don't. Get Margot Robbie out of here. Make her Sue Storm for the Fantastic Four. Superman versus Hulk. Superman all day. Any casting suggestions for Robin? I actually made a post about this. Hold on, let me pull it up because I got a really good casting. Let me pull up my tweet. Give me 1 second. I literally made a tweet about this like 3 weeks ago, and it got like 1,000 views too on Twitter.
Oh shit.
Give me a second. By the way, man, I'm so happy that Superman and Lois freaking ended, bro. What a great time to be alive.
It didn't end.
Or sorry, that it's about to end. I'm so happy that they're ending.
You never even watched it.
Yeah, I watched like the first 2 seasons.
But that show is fire.
Nah, man, I don't know, man. I think you're caught up in the fog, man. Okay, here is my castings for Robin. Okay, I think Noah Jupe. Now, if we're talking about Batman: The Brave and the Bold, I want Jensen Ackles as Batman, and I want Noah Jupe as Damian Wayne. I think those are great castings. I think Noah Jupe will be a perfect Damian Wayne. Okay, boom.
I don't even know who that is.
I'm about to text you my tweet. Hold on. Comic cuts. But yeah, I think they will be perfect as Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne. Type in Noah Jupe. He will look perfect. Robin might have a great costume, but who has the best weapons? Blue Beetle. Speaking of Superman, who's faster, Superman or the Flash? The Flash. Come on, man. The Flash, yeah. Nightwing is extremely relatable, kind of like Spider-Man. What makes me love it? Yeah, I think.
Is that the kid from Stranger Things?
Yeah, I think Nightwing is better than Spider-Man. And that's a hot take, but a lot of you are going to not agree. I like Nightwing better than Spider-Man. If you had a Batmobile, what would you do? If I had a Batmobile, which one? You know, like if I have the tumbler, you know, I'm gonna do some things with my wife in it. You know, it just depends on which Batmobile it is. You know, it depends.
The best Batman obviously has the best Batmobile.
Yeah, I love the tumbler. I ain't gonna lie. As much as I hate that's probably the only good thing about that. Smallville is the best Superman show. Yes, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah, 100% agree. Smallville is the best Superman show. Okay, now next to the next topic. I love that we're gushing over Superman. Okay, this is probably gonna be a quick one for us, but Spider-Man was supposed to be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'll say this: I would have loved for Spider-Man to take the place of America Chavez. Say now, I mean, this would have probably most likely been a cameo coming off of Spider-Man No Way Home. To be honest, I don't really think that Tom Holland would have played a really big role in this movie. Now, on the other end, are we talking Andrew Garth? Like here, so here's something funny about the Multiverse Madness, and I didn't know you at this point. So I wish I did because I love the Multiverse Madness, and you know that and you hate it, whatever.
Yeah,
You know I love that movie.
I know.
So I remember a rumor that was going around, and check this out, Comic Cuts, that Andrew Garfield was going to be in the Illuminati.
Thank God they did it.
I wish they did, man. That would have been awesome.
Like, listen, I like the Amazing
Imagine
Spider-Man
Garfield sitting in an
movies.
Illuminati chair.
Ugh.
You would have rioted, bro.
And he was like annoying in No Way Home. Tom Holland is just such a better Spider-Man.
Yeah, but yeah. So, I mean, if he was in the Moon, if he's not in Moon Knight, if he was in Multiverse of Madness, I mean, I think it would have been dope. But you know, that's whatever. Batman versus Moon Knight. Are you kidding me, Batman, bro? Come on. Who was your favorite Spider-Man? My favorite Spider-Man is Tom Holland. I also think Tom Holland has the best Spider-Man suit. Who's your favorite Spider-Man?
It might be Tom Holland. It's between Tom Holland and Tobey. I really like Tobey growing up.
Andrew Garfield is very overrated. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, very overrated.
Okay, all right. So now let's talk about some Daredevil. So there's some rumors about Daredevil, and the rumor is that, well, not the rumor, but I mean the people that are directing Daredevil, they did Loki as well. So they actually directed Loki and Moon Knight, which are great shows, which lets us know that we're in great hands. So I'm gonna read what they said about Daredevil comic cuts. You tell me how you feel. All right. Daredevil Born Again directors Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are currently consuming Daredevil content. This is what they said, not just the Netflix shows, but all the possible material. We are just making our stew of information nice and thick. Pause. They are also big fans of Frank Miller's comic books for Daredevil.
So obviously Frank Miller Daredevil is some of the best Daredevil out there. I hope they're also reading the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil because that is fire. And you know, like we need the directors and writers to be reading the source material. Like I think that's a big problem of recent MCU movies. It seems like the people that are making them like hate comics.
I agree. They're not comic book fans.
They're not
like Christopher Nolan.
But Christopher Nolan made great movies.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not true. I hate Christopher Nolan. All right,
it is true. He's like one of the greatest directors to ever live.
Well, he is the one of the greatest directors to ever live. Until he did Batman. I'm kidding. I love not Oppenheimer. I love what's that movie he did? Tenet. I love that movie. I love Tenet.
It's Christopher Nolan's success with Batman that earned him carte blanche in Hollywood.
Shouldn't have deserved it.
Fact.
All right.
Fact.
No, that is true. That is true. Anyways, he's overrated. All right. So, look, here's how I feel about Daredevil. I think it's amazing that they're consuming Marvel content. Look, I don't care. Give us good content, bro. I could care less about the consuming crap. This is, I mean,
also,
sorry, go ahead.
Daredevil is not a difficult character, okay?
Bro,
it's simple,
saying,
it's street level. Very few Daredevil runs are bad. Like, most people that write Daredevil get it right. Daredevil shouldn't be a difficult character. It should be a banger of a series. Like, I don't know.
It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
That's the reality. It shouldn't be hard. And look, you got the guys that wrote Loki and Moon Knight. They're doing it. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy, bro. Now I think we have some questions for Daredevil. So let's go there. Jessica Jones is supposed to be showing up there. No, she's not. She was, but she's not. The Punisher's in Daredevil, which I'm really excited for because I love the Punisher. Berthol is amazing, and also I hope they make modifications to his costume so it actually looks like a suit. I think that'll be awesome.
I hope they use the OG Punisher logo, by the way, because there is a major controversy on comic Twitter, and it is a bunch of fucking softies, okay, that are like crying that police apparently, rock the Punisher skull, and they're like, so they could, these people on Twitter are convinced Marvel to change the Punisher logo because cops are using the Punisher logo. It's so ridiculous, and it's a perfect example of people injecting their politics into our entertainment.
Yep. All right. What do you think? Why do you think the Netflix Marvel shows are better than the Disney Marvel shows? I'll be honest. I didn't like Iron Fist and Luke Cage or Jessica Jones, in my opinion.
I liked Iron Fist,
and I hated them all because you don't make. Why the hell would you make a superhero show without costumes? And that's where I'll rest my case. Even the last season of Daredevil pissed me off. Why does he lose the costume? He's a superhero.
Yeah,
superheroes wear costumes. I'll never understand Netflix. Literally one of the dumbest concepts I've ever seen in my life, man. My God.
I understand where they're coming from, though. Like, I think they wanted to sell it to a crowd that wasn't into superhero stuff, and they wanted to make it a little more palatable. But listen, these shows weren't your typical superhero stories. They were very gritty, street level stories.
Hold on. Now I have to answer this guy. But you said you like Smallville. He has no costume for 10 seasons. Okay. Now you're trying to call me a hypocrite. You're gonna call me a hypocrite. You're trying to call me out on my stuff. Okay.
Eviscerated.
My God. No. I'm about to cook you, Enviro.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to cook him. I think he got you bad.
Okay. Here's the thing with Superman. Okay.
Mike.
I will admit.
Mic drop.
I will admit. The no costume stuff really pissed me off. Definitely when he had the leather jacket with the S on it. That really drove me to no end. I mean, I will say. But I will say this. Smallville's plot is so good that it didn't need it. No. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But Smallville's plot was so good that I kind of forgot that this dude had to wear costumes. I'm not going to lie. That's how good the plot was. And I'm going to leave that there. Now, I'm not going to try to lie. Look, it's trash. It's not trash. But it's trash that they didn't give this man a costume. It is. But if they gave him a costume in Smallville, it would have went against the idea of Superman even being born, because this is about Clark Kent from kid to Superman. So it makes sense of the reason why he wouldn't have a costume. That's what I'm trying to say. But in Daredevil, why doesn't this man have a costume? He's the hero. In Smallville, he's a kid. Like, you know what I mean? So Superman doesn't get a costume until he's a grown man. So that's where I'll disagree there. Okay. Would you like to direct a movie? What would it be? Yeah, me and Comic Con want to write a movie for Marvel. Say now, let me do one even better. My dream is to become the president of Lucasfilm. That is my dream. I wouldn't even touch Marvel. I would love to become the president of Lucasfilm and fix Star Wars. That's kind of my dream. And if I was to direct a movie, I would love to do I don't know. I would love to do like the next Star Wars film. That's what I would do. How about you?
Do James Bond for sure.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think they need it because the last Bond movie. And by the way, the last Bond movie.
I like that movie.
Another. Listen. I liked it, but it had its problems, and not to go into in depth. Like the villain was barely in the movie. And he wasn't worthy of being the villain that killed James Bond. And Nomi,
I agree.
That character was only there to please people that complain that James Bond is too toxic. And those people don't watch James Bond movies anyway. Okay,
I don't like the idea of James Bond being a dad. I don't like that.
Yeah, and that was stupid too. Like it was. Listen,
I agree.
It wasn't a good Bond movie. Like, it just wasn't.
I agree. Okay, what other questions you guys have? Let's.
And then the director got Me Too'd, so like,
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The problem is at the core of Daredevil, Carrot and Foggy are missing from the show, unless it's a secret. Well, that was the case until the show got scrapped and rewritten, so we don't know what's going to happen. But they're probably going to come back because fans want them back. Daredevil versus Spider-Man. Spider-Man wins, obviously. I do like the gold suit Daredevil and She-Hulk. I like that suit too. The gold suit is horrible, in my opinion. Oh my god, I thought it was dope. Yeah, okay. I already answered you about Smallville. Yes, Smallville great. Yes, Cloak and Dagger. That's why it's trash. I didn't even watch the episode of Cloak and Dagger. Okay.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Yeah, I'm good. Why did you not like Luke Cage? Cottonmouth was awesome. The rocket launcher scene because he's not wearing a costume, bro. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I saw a better character in the Ultimate Spider-Man animated. Okay, now to our last topic of the night. We were talking about Captain America: Brave New World. Okay, so Captain America: Brave New World. Me and Comic Cuts have been documented to say that we think that this is going to be like one of the best movies of all time. Boy, were we wrong. Oh my god. Jesus, were we wrong. God. Okay, so it's being real.
Yeah.
Like it just never ends with this Marvel stuff, man. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Like why did we start this podcast now? We should have started this in 2008, even though like I was maybe like 12 or whatever. But geez, bro, it would have been way more fun if we did it in 2008 or at least in like 2015 because we would have been just enjoying. Oh my god, Civil War! Oh my god, like you would have been just happy. Like, but now we have to talk about freaking genderism and all this dumb stuff that I don't care about. Anyways, all right. So Captain America: Brave New World. Okay. Oh my god.
Genderism.
So yeah, we have to talk about stuff that we don't. I don't know anything about it. Like I don't. I have to do research to talk about these movies. It's embarrassing. Anyways, so Captain America: Brave New World. All right. So all right. Let me just break down how Marvel works before I get to the point of what happened. Marvel always shows previews of the movies to the executives' kids. Okay. So the executives bring all of their kids in a room and they all watch the movies, and that's how they gather their opinions. But based on what the kids say and the executives, they make the different changes. And it's not just executives, it's directors' kids and people that worked on the set. And that is how people like me and Comic Cuts get leaks, because those people leak it out to us, and then we leak it. And then people say we're liars until Variety confirms it, and then we still get no love. Anyways, so basically, they previewed it to a bunch of people, and it got so much hate. I mean, it was so bad, okay? And so now, because of that, Captain America: Brave New World is going to be pushed back to 2025. And check this out. The reshoot is going to take 6 months long, and they are making changes to 3 of the biggest scenes in the movie. Okay? And so, this is a really big thing. Now, I will say, this is a good thing, as much as it sucks. This is a good thing. You know why? Because they're not going to put out this trash. I would rather them take it back and try to fix it rather than just releasing it and us making another video about how disappointed we are in Marvel Studios. So I respect what they're doing, but it does kind of suck because I thought that this was going to be a banger off the rip and that they wouldn't need to go 6 months of reshoots. So I am a little, and look, I'm not worried at all. I think the movie is going to be good, but I am a little pissed off that we're not getting this movie next year. Because I mean, Comic Cuts and I, we have been anticipating this movie for almost a year now. So it's kind of, upsetting. How do you feel about it?
It makes me worried that there's another monologue in this movie similar to the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And, I didn't think they were going to go that route, and now I think they are, and I think they're going to change the movie. And
that was not the issue. That was not the issue.
What was the issue?
By the way, this is not confirmed, guys. Rumors, but the reshoots are confirmed. But the reason why is a rumor. Okay, so the reason why this is an issue is because apparently the movie is just put together like trash. Like the actual plot itself just sucks, and basically, there's not enough action, and that, yeah, it's just stupid. Like it's just not a good like. But basically, to be honest, the movie's not put well together. And the scenes where the movie is supposed to bang, it just don't bang.
I still think they're going to do something like that. Like I just don't think
so,
they can
bro.
help themselves at this point.
I don't think so. I really don't think so because because I mean Brave New World is actually about Tiamat Island and all that stuff, which is going to link to the Thunderbolts. So I don't really see it going that route. Honestly, I think it's going to be more about other things.
Right.
So yeah, I don't really see it going there. Like they had their time to do that. Like that was so the world can accept him being Cap. They accept him now, so there should be no reason for him to go into that.
Right. Right.
Speech.
You know,
Lord willing.
and the other thing is, like, they need to have top comic writers like working very closely on the writing and directing of these movies. There's a comic writer by the name of Jonathan Hickman. He's wrote the best Avengers run, the best Fantastic Four run. He wrote Secret Wars. He wrote X-Men, and like he should be involved in everything with the MCU right now. I mean, there is, quite frankly, nobody who has a better resume than he does on this stuff. And it just seems like he's not involved at all. I don't know. Just it's silly. It's stupid. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he could fix this overnight, and he's not there.
I'll say this: Robert Kirkman writes all the Invincible stuff, and he's the one that made Invincible. Why is the Invincible show so successful? Because the writer's working on it.
Right.
And so that's all I'll say with that, man. You like, if this is such an issue where the writers suck, you either bring back Marcus and Stephen McFeely, the guy who wrote the people who wrote all the old Avenger stuff, or you get the comic book writers involved. They don't need to know how to write scripts. You get people that know how to write scripts. You take their material and you turn it into the movie. It's not that hard.
Right.
It's not.
Right. This, by the way, comics are storyboards. Like, the storyboards literally exist, and you could buy them right now.
Bro, you can legit, like, if Marvel gets this down bad, you could legit take the movie line for line from comic book panel and just put it on screen. Like, just make it into a live. Don't even do anything. Just make it a live action movie. I promise you it'll
direct adaptation.
Boom. Yep. So yeah. So in regards to the reshoots, we're happy about it, but it's also like worrying of like what's going on. So all right, there's some more questions, guys. By the way, we love having an active chat. It actually makes the podcast experience 10 times more enjoyable having an active chat, because like we're kind of just kicking it, talking to you guys. So we appreciate it. All right. I already answered that. I think Marvel is going to realize how much RDJ and Chris Evans carry the franchise, especially if Cap 4 and the next Avengers film. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, bro. I really don't think they carried as much as you think they did. I'm going to be 100%. I don't think RDJ and Chris Evans carried those 11 years because the Guardians was hitting. Black Panther was big. I mean, Thor Ragnarok was big. I mean, like, they weren't just the ones carrying. The thing was that Feige had a plan. And with this new stuff, Feige doesn't have a plan. And he's trying to figure it out. That's the issue. Now, let's be honest. Those Avengers movies, now those were on the backs of Iron Man and Steve, I will say. But as in regards to the MCU, they did not carry the MCU. Like, people forget how big Guardians was. Guardians of the Galaxy is what, like, when that first movie came out, it was, bro, what a good time to be alive, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, please get us back to these glory days, man. I pray. All right. Doesn't it suck waiting for the movie you're excited about, bro? Yes. But then again, I love covering leaks and rumors and stuff. We love covering that, so it's still fun. Honestly, I'm going to be real. I'm having more fun covering leaks and rumors with comic cuts than actually seeing the movies. Like,
seriously.
It's being real.
By the way, I wish I never saw the Marvels. I wish I didn't see it. I wish I didn't waste my time on it. That movie was absolutely awful. And, like, if that's it, if the MCU continues to be movies like the Marvels, I'm not going to be watching it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and we're just going to be covering just James Gunn, DCU, and we might even throw in Invincible and stuff in here if it really gets to that. Look, we didn't cover Gen V. Keep playing, Marvel. We will.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you think it should mainly just be Sam, or should it still have other characters that are rumored to be in it, like Moon Knight, for example, who's rumored to be in it? Should Bucky be in it? Moon Knight is not in it.
Bucky needs to be.
Bucky needs to be in it. I do agree. Look, the issue was never Captain America being. I mean, the issue wasn't Sam being Captain America. The issue is just I don't really think there's even an issue. Like it's the movie set up to be great. I mean, you just got to do it right. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like Sam, like Anthony Mackie is great as Captain America, and not to mention his new vibranium suit is going to be awesome. We just gotta get it together. So, what did she say? So you rather watch superhero movies with their costume on? Yes, I don't want to see superheroes without their costumes on. I don't. Like, I think it's stupid. Unless if you're not heroing like in Avengers where they'll be sitting around the Avengers campus, whatever. Okay. But if you're out doing heroism, why the hell are you not wearing a costume? The same way Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron, this dude had on pants and a shirt. Why? Why? You're a superhero. Are you dumb?
Yeah.
Like seriously. Bro, that's like me saying, you know what? I'm gonna go and be a cop, but I'm not gonna wear my police uniform. People will look at you and say, "Are you an idiot? Are you dumb? Are you sped?" That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
Like if you don't wear a costume, bro, you're dumm. Like it's just the biggest thing.
It's like me going to work in a t-shirt.
Yes. Look, comic cuts. What makes a superhero is not superpowers. It's a freaking costume. That's what makes superhero. Without costumes, there will be no superheroes. So. And you guys know I love costumes. So, all right, I'm gonna answer these two questions and we're done. All right. Would you like to see another solo Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman? Hell no, I don't want to see another solo Wolverine movie.
I would.
No.
But I think. Listen, I'm actually gonna have an unpopular take here, a hot take, as the kids call it. I think I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I really do.
Oh God, here we go.
I think they need to recast him. I do. I think he's too old. And I think that recasting Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will be a major I think it would be a major service to comic movies as a whole. Because I just think there's too many characters right now that like people are like, oh, no one else can play the role. And I think that Hugh Jackman's got to be the first one to do it because he's just old and like he doesn't want to play Wolverine anymore. He does want to do it. I don't know if he does. I think he enjoys it, but like I think he's getting older. I think he wants to do drama. Like, dude, the guy does musicals on Broadway. Like he's a very versatile. He's a very wide range of talent.
Would you rather sing a song on stage or get paid $80 million to kill people, dude? I'm taking the 80 mil any day, bro. I'm sorry, bro. No. Hugh Jackman is going to be the Wolverine of the reboot as well. And he's going to be here for the next like 15 years. And we're going to love it.
If he's down for it, like I'll be the first one there. I love you.
He is, bro. He's come back in Deadpool for a reason. He's the guy. The same way RDJ is about to be pushing 60, but he's going to be Iron Man again. And Cap, is coming back. I'm loving it. Who is your ideal villain story for Spider-Man 4?
Craven, bro. By the way, did you finish Spider-Man 2? Could we talk about Spider-Man 2 yet or no?
No, I haven't, but I know what happens. But we can talk about it. We'll do a whole segment on it next week and break it down. But I don't really, I ain't gonna lie. I've been on COD. Call of Duty got a hold on me, bro. That new one is gas.
Oh man, I gotta download that.
Yeah, dude, you gotta buy it. It's got a hold on me, my brother. Okay, ha. Right, we're funny. All right, I'm reading last three chats and I'm gonna cook dinner because I'm starving. All right, calling you right now. Assuming the soft reboot theory is true, new Wolverine and X-Men actors: Holland, Hemsworth, Charlie Cox, Cumberbatch stays, RDJ and Evans back, new Hulk, T'Challa, Widow, and Hawkeye. That is how you make $1 billion franchise. I'll tell you that much, buddy. Okay. He put Fantastic Four in that, right?
No,
well, dude, you're wrong. There's no Fantastic Four. Are you out of your mind? Hungry Almighty, bro. Come on, man. You got to put the F4 in here, man. Put some respect on my man's John Krasinski, bro. All right.
Yeah, I will never be able to look at the last name Cumberbatch and think that's just normal.
Yeah. Also, Jake Gyllenhaal as Reed Richards is becoming truer as the days come, and I don't know if I like that or not. Just saying. All right.
What was that?
Jake Gyllenhaal. It's starting to be more true. as the days go by. And I don't know if I just don't see that dude as Reed, man.
Yeah, no.
I don't see it. Do you know who would be an underrated Reed? And I hate saying this, but you know who would?
Oh,
Christian Bale.
he would crush it. Christian Bale is one of the greatest.
Do you know who else? Do you know who else I think he would play well too? At the same time, Dr. Doom.
Ooh, that
was
was cold.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Christian Bale has never not delivered in a role.
Okay. Which reboot are you excited for, Marvel or DC? DC.
DC, 'cause it's right
Come
here.
here, big boy. Make it pop for me. All right, you're getting blocked. You're banned. He's banned for putting that sus stuff up here. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to end our podcast episode here. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you know when we post. We'll be back on next week, and per usual, subscribe to my other channel, Fantasy Cuts. I'm gonna be talking about some Invincible on there. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Read more comics. Watch our YouTube videos. We post almost every darn day. Why does this keep happening?
Yo, what
is that? Bro, what was that? You saw that? Let me try that again. Will it do it again? Anyways, bye guys. We love you. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.